Hey Psych2Goers, and welcome back to another video. Here we are with another helping of everyday psychology to satiate your curious minds. According to the statistics, only a small percentage of you who watch our videos are actually subscribed. So if you haven't, and at the end of the video you enjoy what you see, do consider subscribing. It would help a lot with YouTube's algorithm in promoting more of our mental health content. With that said, let's delve right in. Do you constantly feel like whatever you say falls on deaf ears? Are you puzzled with why people ignore you all the time? What if it's due to something that you may be doing? It's a truth universally acknowledged that having good and healthy relationships can make you a relatively happier person when compared to others. An environment where you're constantly getting ignored can have a negative effect on how you think of yourself and others. This is especially true if you're not aware of why they do so. Do you think there may be some habits you might have that cause people to ignore you? Before we begin, please note this video is intended to help you gain awareness about this, addressing possible reasons why people are ignoring you. It's important to keep in mind that this is not aimed to put any individual in a bad light. Having said that, here are 5 habits that might have been causing people to ignore you. Number 1, you don't listen to others. Do you feel like you tend to speak a lot more than other people do? Or that you only talk about yourself? If the answer is yes, this might be a reason people ignore you. Constantly talking about yourself without letting other people get a word in can annoy a lot of people. It shows that you're not concerned about the other person's point of view. Relationships thrive on a give and take principle. If you wanna be listened to when you talk, you have to listen to others as well. Of course, the reason you talk a lot does not necessarily mean that you're not interested in others. Maybe you have a lot to share, or you think that having other people leading the conversation could be a hassle for them. But people actually love to talk about themselves, and you taking over the conversation may give off the wrong impression. Number 2, you criticize too much. Are you someone who wants the best for their close ones and always tells them what mistakes they've made? If this is you, you have a truly admirable and caring mentality. However, a lot of times having this mentality can lead you to criticize people too much, especially if you only focus on their mistakes. The impression of being someone who only knows how to criticize will eventually lead to you getting ignored by everyone, even if you have the best intentions. This is not to say that you should let your loved ones make mistakes without saying anything. Measured criticism is important for personal growth. However, throwing encouragement and compliments into the mix can help mediate the severity of the critique. Number 3, you're full of negativity. Is the glass always half empty for you? Have you ever felt like avoiding someone who usually only says negative things? If the answer is yes, then you know how people react to negativity. When you are constantly complaining or saying negative things, then that could be a reason people ignore you. According to a study, people avoid negativity at all costs since it can actually affect others' moods and overall well-being. So it might be a good idea to take a quick reality check and make sure that you're not a source of negativity for your social group. Number 4, your presence doesn't grab attention. Do you feel like people don't pay too much attention to what you say, even when they just met you? The reason people ignore you, even when you just met them, might have something to do with your public presence and your confidence levels. Studies show people tend to be attracted and pay more attention to those who have high levels of confidence and make a positive first impression. So if you feel like your presence does not grab enough attention, taking steps towards increasing your levels of confidence might be a good place to start. It's important to work on your body language and how you approach people when you engage in conversations. These factors are key to making sure that your presence is felt and people start paying attention to you more. And number 5, you overthink what you're going to say. Do you consider yourself to be quiet during group conversations? Do you feel like the conversation moves faster and you can't find a window to hop into it? If so, the most likely reason why you feel ignored during conversations is that you're overthinking what you're going to say. It is very natural and almost everyone does it. When you overthink during conversations, you may get the feeling that you're participating a lot because of all the things that you're considering in your head. But in reality, you speak much less than you think, and people can get the impression that you're not interested. Therefore, others may ignore you simply because they think you don't want to socialize. However, rest assured that not everything is your fault. You can only control your own behavior, not other people's behavior. It is important to remember that doing the things addressed above does not make you a bad person. There is always a chance that those ignoring you are simply not interested. There is no need to change yourself for people who are not interested in forming a relationship with you. Instead, it's better to redirect that energy into people who are actually interested and care for you. We hope we were able to give you insight into some habits that might